This is Sarah Poff, and those art hands. They're a gift from God. So I have some precious little lilies. This one says Lydia, 2 years old, 2019. This says Annalie, 4-year-old, 2019. These were given to me by Miss Janie. They are the hand prints drawing around the hands of my grandchildren. So I thought this would be a really good craft to show today. I'm going to change it up just a little bit, thinking maybe that you might not have, because she used floral tape around it, and it looks like probably straws and a little ribbon. So we're going to make it just a little bit different. If you have those supplies, hey, this is a great way to make it. If you don't, I'll give you an alternative. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do, hi Mildred, hi Janie, thanks for watching. I hope you're having a good day. I have 6,000 steps in already today. I have been tracking fast around that cul-de-sac. Okay, so I need a sharpened pencil. Okay, here we go. We'll just go with a red. So this is going to be with my big old hand. But it works too. Now, I used to make lilies with tracing around the children's hands, but I didn't roll them like Miss Janie did. So I really like what she did, and what a great keepsake it is. I'm going to cut 2 at once, so that I won't have to repeat that when I show you how to do this. So we're going to cut. See my big old hands. And Miss Janie, she makes these each year, so my daughter has this cool little vase filled with lilies from all the different years. It is so neat. What a precious keepsake it is. So maybe it'll give someone else an idea, and they will do something similar. And like I said, I don't know exactly how she makes them. I'm just kind of looking at it and guessing, and that's what I usually do with art. I see something I like, and I just go for it. Just kind of how I am. When we get finished, if anybody has some pictures of lilies they've made this way or some other way, this is about us stretching our creativity through this time. Spending some time together, just kind of a little, I've decided these are art chats, because it's not just the project, because I kind of talked you through the project, but also talk you through alternative ways to make them. Okay, there's my big hand. So now what you do, and I did do cardstock, you could do paper, but it'd just be a little bit harder to keep the shape, but it could still be done. All right, now what I'm going to do is I am going to roll these. I'm going to take my pencil and I'm going to roll around. And I'm going to do that with each finger. It's not quite as pretty a day over here today, but it's still been able to get outside and walk, breathe that fresh air. It's just nice to be able to go outside. Just limiting. I was thinking it has now been 20 days since I have attended any event. Anything that had people, that there were people. I don't even go to the stores. The others in my house do that for me. All right, now let's look at Miss Janie's. Oh, see, they're so precious. Here's this great old big huge one. This great old big huge, and here's this precious little one that's Miss Lydia's, a 2-year-old. Okay, so I'm going to lay that to the side. Instead of a straw, in case you don't have a straw, you might have a straw around. Some people keep extra straws. You could do that. I'm going to do what I do for my candy canes. I showed the other day, I showed the Easter candy cane I made, the ones I make at Christmas. But instead of cutting it down, I'm going to use the whole sheet of paper. I'm going to use the whole sheet here. And I'm going to roll it, and it's going to come up with something kind of like the straw. Now, since my pencil is only half as wide as this, I think the allergies are kicking in here. I'm going to start like this, and I'm going to have to pull my pencil out a little bit at a time. I'm just going to keep going. I think I'm going to add just a little bit more glue on there. My old method of rubbing it down, having, if you're making this with children, having them count to 60. Sometimes they lose track of counting. Plus, they think they think they're there, but they really aren't there. Those kind of things. Sometimes the kids do. All right, now what I'm going to do is I left this a little bit bigger here, or it accidentally happened. I thought I can use that. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to roll this around. Oh man, I'm not even on the screen. Okay, here we go. I'm going to roll this around my pencil. Okay, I'm going to lay it down. Since it's cardstock, it's a little bit harder to do. Okay, I'm going to go without the pencil now. I got it started. And it might be that this is easier to do before you curl them. I might have gotten two. Oh, see, I need to do like this. What am I doing? I don't know. Sometimes I've got to just play around with it. Okay, I like the way it looks there. See how that looks? So I'm just going to pinch this in down here instead of my rolling method. The rolling method didn't go quite as anticipated. So I pinched it in, and I want to see if I can fit it. Oh, there we go. Now, I don't have any yellow pipe cleaners. That was a really pretty center that Miss Janie put in those lilies. Let me show you that. This is what it looked like. Very cool. I don't have any of that. So what we're going to do is we're going to take a little bit of yellow paper. Now I'm just going to cut it all the way across like that. And I think I will look at this shape and I'll see if I can come up with something a little bit like that. Because we want all those parts for the flower to be in there. I don't name them because then I would get them wrong. I'd be getting those flower names wrong. Now I'm going to just kind of twist this. Mildred says, I think it'd be a lot easier with little hands. Yes, I think you're right. Now I think for mine, I'm going to have to glue that paper a little bit in there. So I probably should just like cut it small. Well, I know when I've made samples like this before on some other projects, because I have a book of items that you can make with hands, be it trace or be it, something dimensional. And it just is so clumsy with big hands. You need those little bitty hands. Okay. So then maybe I need a couple of leaves. So, and if you wanted to do this in a more scientific way, if you're working with children, you know what you could do is you could actually have them look up what the lily's leaves look like. So I'm going to fold it so it gives it a little more dimension. And I think what I'm doing is I'm going to put a little bit of a slit there, and then that way it glues. So I put one side of the slit on each side of the flower stem. I should add that stem. All right. I hope I forgot to fold it before I started, didn't I? Now, you know, this would be a really fun item for in our given situation if some of the children made this and then went and laid it at the doors of some of the elderly people, maybe their grandparents or somebody else. So that's how to do that. Now, I wanted to show you the other way that I used to do this at church, and maybe I just need to cut it like a little hand. We'll just see if I can walk up a little hand here, since they're so much cuter than these big old hands of mine. We'll just cut a hand. And I know maybe some people think I could, I just cut it without a pattern. Well, when you've done as many projects as I have, it comes more natural that way. I don't know. I grew up with a pair of scissors in my hands. That's what Mother always had us do, scissors. Now, what did Mildred tell us? You could just roll the ends with a pencil. I think that's a good way, yeah. If you just, instead of rolling it ahead of time, once you get it twisted around, good idea, good idea. All right, here's my little hand. And I did, when I was doing these I used to do these at church sometimes, because when I taught the preschoolers, because I like to try to give it a little bit of dimension, and then, like you said, roll it afterwards some. So we're only going to glue it at the bottom. We need a stem. And a lot of times what I have the younger children do when I'm making something like this with them is they're really good at making grass. So I would have them, while I was doing this, I would have them just try to make lines. So we would, I always try to give them something to estimate it with. You know, where are they supposed to go with this? So I put some dots there. And then just try to have them, and even if they just, even if they begin to scribble and go sideways or whatever, it still gives them a little more piece to it, and it still gets the idea across. All right, these stems are a little too big. See if we can cut them down. Okay, let's roll those. There was a book I checked out at the library years ago that had a lot of things to make with hands. I thought it was really clever. That was back in the day when we didn't have as many ideas out there. Okay. take some of this paper and we can make a couple leaves. So I don't know if anybody wants to join me tonight. I think I put 6 on there. I'm going to demonstrate what you do with a confetti egg. Has anybody out there ever done a confetti egg? Oh, well good. I'm glad I gave you a new idea, Mildred. Good to hear. Well, we can all, I'm not perfect at this. I just do. Okay, I think I still need my yellow though, don't I? So let's see if I could cut that little yellow piece like it's coming out of the top of the lilies. Now that would be the part that sometimes when I've been in the room full of little ones, 18 months old, I didn't get the little yellow piece. So you can see how that works as a flower. I don't know if I like my lighting today. Nope, that's worse. Oh, maybe that's better. I've been trying to work. Oh, see, I just need to be closer. I don't know, I lost my blind. It fell. So I don't have a blind. All right, this is Serapov. Where's my lily? This is Serapov and those lilies. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you again soon. These hands are a gift from God.